Climate change and increasing energy demands are major global challenges at the top of the international agenda. The impacts of climate change in Kenya are already being felt and will continue to affect many lives if not addressed. A report by Worldwide Fund for Nature indicated that as a result of climate change, deep water temperatures of the large East African lakes have warmed by 0.2 to 0.7 degrees centigrade since the early 1900s. In the Western Indian Ocean region, a 30% loss of corals reduced tourism in Mombasa and Zanzibar and resulted in financial losses of about $12 to $18 million. In future, malaria-free highland areas could also experience modest changes in stable malaria by the 2050s, with conditions for transmission becoming highly suitable by the 2080s. Climate change is indeed a main concern for the Kenyan and Danish governments and a priority area for the activities of the Embassy of Denmark in Nairobi. Denmark has been a strong development partner of Kenya right from the country's independence in 1963.
We have been probably the forerunner in terms of providing support to Kenya to address these issues. I think as far back as 2009, 2010, we engaged very actively with Kenya in terms of supporting the development of your policies on climate change. So ever since that time, we have been working with our partners here to help in getting the right bills in place, the right rules and regulations, the right policies in order for Kenya to address issues of climate change.
The support offered by the Embassy of Denmark towards climate change mitigation and adaptation is usually in the form of financial support to institutional partners whose mandate and objectives are in line with the Embassy's development support agenda. These institutional partners include Community Development Trust Fund, Micro Enterprises Support Program Trust, Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources and Regional Development Authorities, Northern Rangelands Trust, the Directorate of Arid and Semi-Arid Lands in the Ministry of Devolution and Planning, National Environment Management Authority, Kenya Climate Innovation Center, and Kenya Association of Manufacturers. Through these institutional partners, Danida has enabled communities adapt to the adverse effects of climate change as well as contribute to mitigation. In the driest parts of the country where livestock keeping is the main livelihood activity, Danida is supporting the Northern Rangelands Trust to work with communities to enhance livestock production through measures such as proper grazing regimes and market linkages for the livestock.
In northern Kenya, one of the major challenges we are facing is land degradation or habitat loss. In the past, when I used to be a small boy, the elders used to do a bit of control in terms of our planned grazing, in terms of coordinating grazing. Livestock will stay longer, even at home, and so children can get milk, the livelihoods, people were healthy and something like that. But this has changed to the extent that we started losing those traditional systems for managing our natural resources. We lost our dry zone grazing areas because literally everybody was living everywhere and cattle were all over the place. And so we started losing our habitats, we started losing a lot of issues, conflict started arising, there was more and more conflict because as we migrate, as we move further and further away because of lack of pasture, we conflict with other communities, with other tribes. As cattle move out more frequently, the warrior class are able to go and commit crimes, they're able to go and raid other people's cattle, they're able even to engage in other matters of wildlife crime. Things really started going down. We even started losing wildlife habitat. When the Conservancy institutions came on board, they started reversing the trends. Through the Conservancy initiative, we were able to have grazing management committees of elders and women and youth from their own areas. We've got the grazing coordinators employed by the Conservancies, and now literally the communities are able to plan for their rangeland. Currently, through the Conservancy Grazing Management Plan, the communities have agreed to bunch their livestock. They're bunching cattle in hundreds, in thousands. And so there are a lot of benefits to bunching. One, the fact that you need fewer herders. Number two, you're able to use the bunched cattle and shorts to break your soil and to ensure that your rangelands get much healthier. The other element of the bunching is the fact that you're leaving parts of your land to rejuvenate.
The problem of a pastoralist up in the north is lack of market. NRT realized this and started an NRT livestock cattle program, which in real essence is trying to connect the cattle owners to the market. So how the program is designed is that NRT does purchase the cattle from the conservancies. And very important to note, we do this as a conservation incentive. We give a quota for a conservancy to sell because they have performed. Either their system of governance has been good, the rangeland has improved, or the wildlife numbers has increased. So we tag into that. People have to know that we got a quota to sell 400 herds of cattle this year because our conservancy did well. For every cow that a conservancy sells, the owner of the cow contributes 1,000 Kenya shillings to the conservancy. And the purchaser or the buyer, who's NRC in this case, contributes 2,000 Kenya shillings. So for every head of cattle sold, the conservancy earns 3,000 Kenya shillings. And then the 3,000 Kenya shilling is subjected into a 60-40% division, where 40% goes into conservancy operation and 60% goes into community dividends at the end of the year. So how it works is that we purchase the cattle from the community, then bring the cattle into Lewa for quarantine, disease-free, and then fattened at Olpejeta. Olpejeta has an abattoir. And then the market is now either taken for Nairobi. The bigger market, I think, is Nairobi, and probably some of it is exported out of the country. It's really creating an impact in terms of incentive to conservation. And it really fits into their system. You don't have to struggle. You get your cattle off your home, drive for 5-6 kilometers, because we do the purchase at the conservancy headquarters, sell your cattle, then the money will be brought there. The conservancy accountants sit there with the chairman, with the chief and everybody, so you get your money and you go home.
Kenya Association of Manufacturers is Danida's channel of engagement with the rapidly developing industrial sector in Kenya. Through Kenya Association of Manufacturers, Danida is helping green the sector by, for instance, the undertaking of energy and resource audits that have informed the many efficiency measures that farms have taken and continue to take. In line with this, the Kenya Association of Manufacturers East Africa Premier Business Organization has been organizing the Energy Management Awards Ceremony, an annual event that promotes energy management excellence through implementation of energy-efficient measures. Over the years, different companies have benefited as a result of reduction in their energy consumption. The other institutional partner that works closely with Danida is the Community Development Trust Fund, CDTF.
CDTF is an organization that funds community projects, and we do through a demand-driven approach, where the communities, when we have the call for proposal, we advertise the various themes that CDTF is funding, and then the communities apply depending on their own environmental requirements and needs.
Through CDTF, the Embassy of Denmark in Kenya has initiated projects in several parts of the country. These projects have had significant positive impact on the environment, families, and entire communities. Kisauni Renewable Energy Waste Management and Improved Livelihoods Project targets the Kisauni Youth Polytechnic and surrounding communities in Kisauni Sub-County, Mombasa County. This was a 3-year project co-financed by Danida through CDTF and the community. The project has generated tangible individual, household, and community benefits.
When you are doing environmental conservation projects, they are usually integrated in nature. So it has various components. Like for this one, we had the component of the water provision through rainwater harvesting, through underground water harvesting. We also had the element of environmental conservation, and we also had the element of solar installation. All of them contribute to community livelihood, and also they contribute to environmental conservation, and they contribute to community adaptation to climate change and reduction of the greenhouse gases.
In order to promote and adopt renewable energy in Kisauni Youth Polytechnic and the wider community, Danida through CDTF funded installation of an off-grid solar system. This has led to the provision of 75% of the power requirement in the institution.
Mradi huu umesaidia chuo hichi sana, kwa sababu kabla kupata huu mradi tulikuwa na shida kubwa sana katika hichi chuo, na shida kubwa tuliyoiona ni ya umeme, kwa sababu umeme ulikuwa unaenda mara kwa mara, unatatiza masomo kwa yale madarasa ambayo yanatumia umeme moja kwa moja.
This in turn has led to a 99% reduction of power bills, and now the money saved can be used to provide scholarships for deserving needy students.
Tulikuwa wakati wa awali tukilipa bili ya moto kufikia 30,000 hadi 50 saa nyingine, na kufikia sasa tunalipa kama 2,000 mpaka kufikia 2,500. Tunasaidia wanafunzi kwa ujumla, wale wanafunzi yatima ambao hawajafanikiwa kuwa na wazazi. Kwa hivyo hiyo ni njia moja ambayo chuo kimefaidika, na hata community pia imepata msaada.
More to that, the institution now serves as a learning center on solar power technology and installations by youth, and serves as a learning case by Kenjan.
It has added value on starting on a new course of solar installation, and also it has increased on our intake. You see, initially we had a few students, but now we have more students. Also we have started evening classes because we have a lot of lights, we don't have interruption. It has also brought adult education, by those people who did not achieve well or did not complete education, they can come and learn during the evenings.
Kisauni area and its environs has for a long time faced challenges in accessing water.
Shida ya pili ilikuwa ni maji. Ilikuwa inakatika mara kwa mara. Danida kupitia CDTF ikatupatia milioni 20, ambazo 18 zilitoka kwa mfadhili, alafu milioni 2 sisi tulichangisha kama mchango wetu katika huo mradi.
With the objective of adapting to climate change through improved water sources, water harvesting and tree planting, Danida through CDTF initiated the following. First, they drilled a borehole running on solar power earlier installed at the Youth Polytechnic. This borehole is providing water for not just the institution, but the surrounding community as well. To further combat the water challenge in the school, Danida through CDTF introduced water harvesting in the institution. This meant that they first had to replace asbestos roofing and provide 10,000-litre tanks for water harvesting and storage. The roof water harvesting has ensured the institution has clean, potable, fresh water for local use by the students. Purification of borehole water through reverse osmosis has also given the local community access to clean, non-saline water at an affordable price.
To the institution, it has added value by supplying clean water. We are also getting income from the water we sell. Also sanitation, and also it has made our compound to look beautiful from the flowers we have planted and also watering them. Then our students also don't suffer from these diseases, waterborne diseases like typhoid, because they are consuming clean water. Then also to the community is also getting clean water at affordable cost. We are cheap, so they normally come and fetch the water.
Most of the time in our area we don't have water around here, the fresh water. So due to them recycling this Mitigation water, it has enabled us to come and get it in terms of when it's not around, when the fresh water is not around in this area.
Kila wakati maji eneo la Kisauni huwa maji hayapatikani. Kwa hivyo tulikuwa tukiita hawa hawkers wa mikokoteni wakitusupply na maji, lakini maji hayakuwa yakitutosha kwa sababu wanafunzi walikuwa ni wengi. Kutokea tupate haya maji masafi yale ambayo yamekuwa purified, chuo kimefaidika, tunauza maji na chuo kinapata faida ndogo ndogo, na pia tunasaidia wanafunzi.
The third objective of the project was to improve environmental governance.
Bei ya moja watu wanauza 300. Sasa kama ni mtu ataka mingi, tunampunguzia 50.
To achieve this, Danida through CDTF and the Kisauni Youth Polytechnic facilitated training for 11 women groups, 14 youth groups, 1 group of physically challenged persons, and 1 group for persons living with HIV/AIDS on environmental governance, livelihoods, and reducing emissions through improved solid waste management. Through the training, some of the groups have made phenomenal strides in their lives and the environment.
Katika mfumo mkubwa wa huu mradi, tulikuwa tunafanya kazi na communities. Na tumeweza kufanya kazi na groups 27. 14 za women group, 13 za youth group. Danida kupitia CDTF walitupatia pesa ili tusponsor hizo groups. Na hizo pesa tulinunua vifaa. Na tushukuru japokuwa mradi umemalizika, lakini uhusiano wetu sisi kama wenye mradi na hizo groups bado uko intact, na tunakuwa na quarterly meeting na wao kujua wanafanya nini, ku-exchange ideas na kuangalia way forward tuendelea kuishi vipi.
Katika constitution yetu tuna sana mambo ya environmental na capacity building ya women, tuna youth volunteers, tuna wanaume wawili ndani ya group yetu, na alhamdulillah tangu tushikane na Kisauni Youth Polytechnic as a chairperson nimekuwa uplifted sana, na Kisauni nayo ikashikwa mkono na CDTF, na CDTF ikaleta hii program ya Kisauni Environmental Program, na hiyo sisi as members na tumebenefit sana kwa capacity building, environmental conservation, green economy na mambo mengi kuhusiana na uendelevu katika mambo ya green economy na hubs na mambo na standardization. Kwa hivyo kila Kisauni ikienda mahali na tu involve. Hapa kwenye hii meza sana ni upande wa green economy. Kama hino ukipata green na powder ya muringa ni around 300. Alafu kama ni seeds kama hizi waweza kuuzia wale ambao hali zao chini 50-50 which is 100. Hii ni Vaseline lip gloss ambao pia utatengeneza na coconut, virgin coconut oil ambao ni tiba kubwa sana katika ulimwengu sasa. Hino ni mafuta ya avocado. Sana hii project iko Kisii. Sasa na sisi pia huku tuwataka, tuna hamu ya kujua. Alafu tunatengeneza mishumaa. Pia tuatia muringa. Kuna aina wadudu hapendi harufu ya muringa. Basi ukitia muringa ndani ya hii inafukuza. Sisi kwetu tuna nini? Coconut. Kafikiria how do we do about this coconut value addition? Kuna hizi. Wachina wanatuletea miko. Sisi tuna hizi upawa. Very beautiful. Unatekea uji, unakorogea. Kama una mchuzi unakoroga na you just turn it. After getting the capacity building ya CDTF na Kisauni, tume network na hawa wakasema tutawa standardize. Tuwafundishe mbinu nzuri. Hii imefanywa na coconut na neem. Hizi sabuni. Hino iko coconut na habesoda seeds. Black seeds. Hino nao tumefanya tukatia glitters kidogo. Wajua youth wanapenda kushine, tukatia glitters kidogo. So all these things need to be upgraded, standardized and put into the market. Sasa we keep documenting. In future inshallah we are going to write. When we go somewhere bikode tunajua tuna exchange. Alafu pia the types of medicinal value, mkunazi ya saidia kikohozi, limau kata na maganda yake. Kithomu, Kipani. Yani we keep writing in our own Swahili language. Alafu in future these kids will document it, and then it will be of help to the whole of Kenyan citizens and all Swahili speaking or English speaking people in the world. Mkunguni Women tulikuwa na session moja, vipi ku beautify using waste. Si lazima kila kitu toe pesa, tukawaonesha vipi kufanya. Tukaita mmoja anaijua na member mmoja alikuwa anajua, akatu upgrade kwenye hii. So from our lessons, ona hii ni ya kuweka jikoni, wafutia mikono. Hii ni leso waste ile imebakia kushona nguo, tukatoa hiyo. Hii ya kushika sufuria usichomeke.
Twashukuru kwa sababu katika mradi huo ambao tulikuwa tumeuanzisha ulikuwa ni wa miche. Nasi wakati ule ambao tulikuwa hatujapata mafunzo kwa Kisauni environment, tulikuwa twagharamika kwa sababu ya kununua mifuko kuoteshea miche. Walipotuelimisha, kwa sababu walikuwa wakileta walimu wanatuita tuenda elimika kwa muda wa siku kama 3 hivi, tulipata kujifunza mambo ya kuboresha mazingira. Tulikuwa tukiokota paper bags zile za milk twaoteshea. Alafu pale tunapata pia mbolea, tunachanganya na mchanga twaoteshea miche yetu. Hayo mengi pia yalituinua kidogo katika chama chetu. Pata ile mifuko mingine twashona, twafanya vikapu. Hivyo vikapu pia ilikuwa kukitoka kama soko twapeleka. Kwa sababu utapata kitu kidogo chenye umetengeza kimenuliwa kwa bei nzuri. Ilikuwa hatuna pia vifaa. Kisauni environment wakapata mfadhili, wakatusponsor vitu ambavyo ilikuwa hatunavyo katika kikundi. Venye ambavyo yani vilikuwa yani ni gharama kwetu, vikawa vimerahisisha hali ya kazi yetu ambayo tukaiona nyepesi.
Tangu tuanze nao msiano wetu tumefaidika mengi, maana kilikuwa mengi hatujui mambo ya miradi kama mambo ya mazingira, tunajua tu kupanda miche peke yake. Sasa tangu tuwe nao twashukuru, tumefunguka macho, tuletea pia wateja wananinio mambo ya semina hivi pia wanatuita, tunafunguka pia. Tulikuwa tuko chini sana. Tangu tuwe nao sasa tumesijua mengi. Usupia mbegu ilikuwa tunanunua, saa zingine wanatusaidia pia upande wa mbegu. Pia kokota taka pia ilikuwa hatujui, kumbe hiyo ina pesa. Chupa maana ilikuwa tunawacha tu hivi. Jinsi pia kutengeneza sabuni pia ilikuwa tuelewi sana. Kupitia hizi semina tulifunguka macho. Hata kuna wengine hapa wanatengeneza sabuni wanauza.
Tulika pamoja kuanza hii kikundi ikilingana na hali zetu. Sisi ni wamama na wababa ambao tunaishi na virusi ambayo inasababisha ukimwi mwilini. Kupitia na Kisauni Polytechnic kaanza kufundisha sisi, wakatupeleka sisi kwa semina jinsi tunaweza boresha mazingira. Wakatufundisha jinsi ya kupanda miti. Wameleta miti na tumepanda miti 1000. From there wakatufundisha, wakaona tuko na samba. Wakatuambia tunaweza reuse hizo waste materials. Hata ndizi tukinunua tukikula hizo ndizi tusitupe ile maganda, hiyo ni manyua. Tukafundishwa mpaka sasa hivi kweli tunaona tunakula mboga ambayo haina chemical. Na ikilingana na maisha yetu pia au madaktari wetu wanatuambia tusikule vitu ambavyo iko na chemical. Wakafika kiwango wa kufundisha sisi mambo ya kutengeneza hizo vikapu. Tukakuja kuanza kutengeneza vikapu ambayo sasa hizi vikapu ndani yake ukiangalia iko na waste materials ambayo ni nguo. Hizo nguo ambayo hata watu wanatupa, mtu akikatakata hivi anaenda kutupa, sisi hatutupi. Kila kitu tunaona ni waste material, hiyo inaweza kuwa material bora ambayo tunaweza pata faida.
Mimi kwanza ningeshukuru mradi wa CDTF pamoja kupitia shirika la Danida. Hiyo ni shukrani kubwa sana kwa sababu chuo kilikuwa kiko chini. Lakini sasa hii tumefurahia kama jamii ya Kisauni na pia sisi tumeshukuru kwamba huu mradi umesaidia vijana wetu hapa kwenye chuo. Wameboresha mazingira na pia wamesoma kuhusiana na huu mradi. Huu mradi umepatia ajira vijana, wamejiajiri wenyewe kwa kuzoa takataka, na kina mama pia wamepata ajira, wamepanda maua, miche hii wanauza. Sasa kwa hivyo sahihi kila mmoja yuko tayari kuona kwamba anawajibika na pia anapata at least chakula, wanajisaidia wenyewe.
Mradi huu umeleta manufaa makubwa sana kwa chuo cha Kisauni. Umeleta ajira, umeleta kuongezeka kwa wanafunzi, umeleta constant supply ya umeme, umeleta maji, umeleta mazingira bora na kadhalika na kadhalika na kadhalika.
The future plans that we have for this organization is that we have now linked them with other development partners. We are working closely with the county government of Mombasa. The county government has shown a lot of interest in this project. They have also supported the community in terms of their community contribution. They assisted them in the removal of the asbestos iron sheet so that they can be able to harvest water. And the governor and his team, we have always been with them here. They have collaborated with them, and they have shown a lot of interest. And it is also being used as a learning center within the county. And I believe most of the institutions here are going to now scale up these initiatives into their institutions.
Join us next time as we explore more Danida-funded initiatives within Kenya that are changing lives and transforming our world as we know it.